Welcome to Brag About It, here where we are finding the most interesting people in Charlotte, and they have a lot to brag about, and so do we, right, Carlene?
That's right.
We are the Bragg sisters. I'm Megan Bragg.
I'm Carlene Bragg.
Now, we're not related by blood. We got to keep saying that. Yes, obviously, soul sisters.
That's more important.
It always is. Carlene, we have a really exciting guest, and I want to say it's a really exciting guest for you because you're a dancer.
I'm a dancer.
She was. You should see her high kicks. It's actually
I still keep up with them. You got to. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let that gift go away. No. But we really talked to some movers and shakers here. And we have quite literally a mover and shaker. And so please welcome Anna Ogbueze.
Yay!
How are you?
Good. We're so happy to have you here. Anna, you are, like Carlene said, a mover and shaker. You've got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Talk to me about all of the stuff that you have.
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you? What do you do?
I am a woman with many hats.
Yeah.
Everyone that knows me, they're like, "Oh, you have a million jobs," and I genuinely do. So my first love is my dance studio. So I own an adult hip hop dance studio. We provide weekly dance classes for anyone that just loves dance as an outlet, and we have a wide spectrum of dancers, so from age 25 to 65.
Amazing.
And it's so much fun. A lot of the dancers come just as an outlet and just to hang out with their friends, have a good time, have a little bit of me time after their stressful week.
Yeah.
So Dance District has been opened for almost 16 years now. We'll be 16 years in October. So NC Dance, thank you. That's my full-time day job is the studio. And then I also am most recently the coach for the Charlotte Hornets Honeybees.
Woo! Yes, she is.
They are such an incredible group of women that are super talented, super dynamic, full of glam and precision. And I just finished my first season as coach. I'm entering into my second season. We also just finished our auditions for the new team. And so I cannot wait for the Charlotte fans
We're
to
excited.
see
I know. We're so excited.
They are incredible.
Fierce.
Fierce is an understatement, honey. I love these women so much. And then I also have a nonprofit. It's called Project Full Out, and that is where I'm able to provide dance opportunities and performance platform for second chance dancers.
Yeah.
So these are dancers that have always wanted to dance. They always had a heart for it, but life happened. They had to put their dreams on pause, and so we give them a second chance at it.
Love it.
That's fantastic.
Let's talk a little bit about the Honeybees right now. Second season. Congratulations going into that. I obviously, I mean, Carlene may know more, but basically, what does this all entail? Because you see the cheerleaders, you're like, oh my God, that must be such a fun job and whatever, but they have a lot.
That's a lot of work.
Yes, because they have a full-time job, right?
Correct.
And then, so talk to us about what people may not know about it.
Because you dance professionally yourself.
I did.
Yes.
So I'm a former honeybee, and we were actually called the Charlotte Bobcats when I danced. That's how long ago it was. Many, many moons ago. But yes, to be a honeybee really means to be super dynamic, to have a full-time career or either be a full-time student. But you also have this love for dance, love for entertainment, love for the city of Charlotte. And so the things that I feel like people don't really see on the other side of things is how professional these women are, how much they do in the community, how involved and how active they are. They truly are pillars in the community and role models. We always are volunteering with youth programs or doing school visits, or helping out certain different groups that need a little bit of love, a little bit of extra attention. And so they're very, very well-rounded individuals. And then on the entertainment side, full star power. I mean, from the moment you walk into the arena to the moment you walk out, you can find a honeybee smiling, full of energy, full of performance quality, and they just really kind of keep the momentum of the game. So no matter if our boys are up or down, the entertainment is going to be top tier. The fans are going to have a good time, and it's all about rooting for the home team, you know?
And they're fun to watch.
So much fun.
I mean,
fun personalities.
Yes.
They're a hoot.
You want to see the individual personalities on the court, and they do a great job.
They
of showing
really do.
Their flavor.
Very diverse group, diverse backgrounds. So some of them have had, dance experiences since they were 2-3 years old, and some are newer to dance, but they have that passion and they have that natural God-given talent, and so we're able to meet them all in the middle. Put them on a team.
Coming off of auditions and having to be in that place of like I have to pick
Make
my
hard
honeybee.
decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't envy you for that.
Yes.
I don't.
How, I mean, and you even said first when you just came in how hard it was because everyone was so talented.
Yes.
What do you think is the hardest part about these auditions and what you have to do?
Honestly, the hardest part is the full process because it's about a month long. So I'm with these contestants for pretty much about a month. So there's prep classes where they can come in and kind of like get a sample of what it could possibly be, what the choreography would be like during the season. And then you have your first round, which is your video submission. So a lot of your anticipation is there. You get selected to the second round. That's the first in-person audition. And then from there you go to B camp, which is about like a 3-day process of just learning choreography, media skill training and conditioning, endurance, and things of that nature. So you kind of build a relationship with these contestants the whole entire time, and so that is really tough because you're rooting for everyone. Sure. If I could keep all 50, girls, I totally would. But we selected 20 for the team this season, and it was so hard. They made my job very hard in the best way. In the best way, they came, they brought their A game. Every single person that came out there left it all on the court, and I couldn't be more proud of them, genuinely.
So exciting. So now we've heard about the team. We want to hear about you.
Okay.
When did you decide you're like, dance is a career now? It's not just a hobby, now it's a career. I want to do this forever and always.
Yeah, it was honestly when I realized that it was so much bigger than me. With dancers, you're often taught about performance and how to produce and how to show up as the best dancer. But when I realized what dance did for the audience or the person on the receiving end and how it brought them joy or how it might have inspired them to pursue their dreams, it became a little bit more personal, and I really wanted to nurture whatever this thing was that God had inside of me of like, I just want to go out there and move on, put smiles on people's faces. And for me, it came through the form of a studio, being able to create an environment where dance could live and thrive, and it could connect to dancers from all across the spectrum, and all over the skill set or whatnot. And so when you're obsessed with something, and no matter how hard it is, you're like, I'm doing this. And you wake up, you're like, wow, it's been 10 hours and I'm still going. Like, that is when you know this is more than just a hobby. This is something that you should really pursue. And then the opportunities, the doors just started to fly open without me really forcing them open. I think that's a really big indicator that, okay, something's unique here. And obviously I started as a performer, as a dancer, and then it eventually evolved into a choreographer, to a creative director, to then a studio owner. And so there's been a progression there, and in every phase or every stage of it, there's always this little click that happens like, okay, this is something special, and it's much bigger than just me. There's something, some momentum here, some movement here, and I'm always here to serve. I feel like my purpose is rooted in serving, and if there's nothing attached to that, I personally won't even be able to like sustain it. It has to be purposeful. It has to be able to connect with others. And so that's when I knew. I was like, okay, with or without me, this is a thing that people love. And so I'm the vessel. I'm more or less the one to serve and be able to bring this outlet to so many people. And that's when I knew. And I said, okay, I'm all right, God, I see you. I see you doing it. I'm going to stick around for a little bit.
You're like, okay. As far as like you're a dancer and entertainer, but now you were saying you're a choreographer, which to me is wild because I'm like, dancing itself is one thing, but like making up those moves. Tell me your process and how you figure that out.
Oh man, I think the process has evolved. I think initially it started out as I'm young, I'm energetic, I hear this music, the music is moving me, and here's the movement, Now it's so much more intentional because I'm producing choreography for the court. Or I'm producing choreography for individuals that need a little bit more patience or timing with learning the movement. And so it's not just about the end product, it's about the learning process. And so when I go into choreography, I think about the vision, I think about the theme, the storyline, the emotion that I want to, kind of bring out of individuals. And then I start there and just let it kind of mold itself. But then I go in almost like a scientist to make sure Does this make sense? Do we need every single move on every single beat?
Right.
Or can I like stretch it out a little bit? Can
Yeah.
it breathe? Is it enjoyable to do, or is it just really, really hard for no reason, you
Right.
know? So there's a lot of thought processes that go into it, but it's way more intentional now than it was back in the day. Back in the day, it was just about moving and
Right.
just kind of enjoying the songs. But now, I feel like I believe the best choreographers can choreograph to anything,
Right.
whether they like the song or not.
Right.
Before, I had to be inspired by the music. I had to love the song. If I don't love the record, I can't do it. Now, you have to
do it.
produce, and you have to
Yes.
make yourself love the song. You have to let the movement mold the music almost. And so, whoever's on that receiving end, whoever the audience is, the movement is what the connector is. It's not just about the music. It's about that connection between the two.
Do you ever get like choreography dead ends where you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what do I do here?
next?
Yep.
And like, how do you overcome that?
I stop overthinking it. If that comes about, if I'm like, okay, I'm spending too much time on this 1/8 count, or I can't think of anything, I just stop and do something totally different. I'll grab food, I'll watch a TV show, and I just kind of, I scale back. Sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
Especially with choreography. You know, it's
True.
like, what is my intention? What is the end goal? If this is something celebratory, when people celebrate, they're not overthinking it. They're having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, so then that kind of helps me reframe and like reshape the movement.
So how long would you say for a full dance routine? How long does it take you to do that choreography? I'm sure it depends, but like a day, 2 hours, like how long?
The more I learn about myself, I enjoy creating slowly.
Okay.
I enjoy just being in it, and it also depends on the flow. So like if I'm in a good headspace, I've slept well, I'm energized, I can just go. So typically I can choreograph in like a couple hours or so.
Oh, wow.
But that's the first draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You mean
Sure.
when you
Yeah,
choreographer.
refine it. Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
There's gonna be like several drafts, and I am notorious. I will change it until it's right. And so my dancers know, just be a blank blank
Like,
canvas.
this can change very
Nice.
easily.
Will change. You know? But I promise you, it's for the better. Is to make it the most exciting version of it. Its best version, and so I like to work slowly, but if I get through it quickly, I'm going to keep chipping away until it's like spot on. So.
Amazing. Okay, awesome. We're going to take a quick break right here on Brag About It. We have Anna with us, but we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Brag About It. We are here with the lovely, the beautiful Anna Ogbueze.
Yay.
And we got to talk about dance.
Yep.
'Cause that's what she's here for. So you are dancing nonstop.
Nonstop.
It's a lot on the body. It's a lot of wear and tear. Because how long have you been dancing?
I'm telling my age. It's,
Nah.
it's in the double digits.
Okay.
Yeah,
Double
yeah, yeah,
digits.
yeah.
Definitely
So it's
in
a
there.
lot of wear and tear, I mean, on your body and your mind. So how do you fuel your body to keep it healthy and your mind to not have burnout?
Yeah, that's such an important question because it's something that will sneak up on a dancer if they aren't very mindful about it and keep it front of mind. So number one is sleep. Number one is rest. I truly believe like you can't pour into anyone unless your cup is full, and so a good sleep, staying hydrated, drinking tons and tons and tons of water, and also figuring out what makes you smile, what makes you laugh that's like non-dance related. You know,
Yeah.
something that you can kind of almost decompress with or like
Take a
tap
break.
into
Yeah.
to give yourself a little boost. For me, I love cheeky TV shows.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
put a Ted Lasso
Right.
episode on and I'm just the happiest person ever.
Yeah.
So just finding those three things, I think, and combining them is what will keep the dancer healthy. So of course, putting good things into your body. You know, not focusing on the numbers on the scale or what we look like, but just feeling good. So when you
Right.
put good things in your body, you'll be able to produce good.
Good. Yeah. I do want to talk about Project Full Out a little bit because I think it's so important if you're a dancer, have a passion. Like for me, which is not a great example, I loved playing soccer growing up. And then in my older years, it's like, okay, you got to find a rec team or something about this. This is truly people being able to continue to live out that passion. How important is that?
It's super important. It's a part of their wellness journey. A lot of the dancers that come through the program are overcoming really big life things. And so dance is, again, that outlet, that wellness, that safe space. And the community that they're meeting is just so supportive. It's so beautiful to watch, because often they'll come in, you know, a little uncertain, a little shy.
Nervous.
Very nervous. And before the program is over, they've completely transformed. And so the transformation that happens is the most magical and beautiful part of it. But they're everyday people. They're just like every one of us who've ever had something that we wanted really badly, but again, had to put on pause, or we were told that's not a real job or a real thing. And so those thoughts get into our minds, and they kind of prevent us from putting everything out there. But I love that Project Full Out is the yes in a world of no's, and they're able to say, come as you are. We'll figure it out together along the way. And dance is just such a beautiful, universal language that you literally just kind of show up. If you show up and commit to yourself, you're good. That's all it requires.
We had Shamaria used to work here, and I don't know if it was your studio. I'm pretty sure it was, though. And she just said what a great outlet it was for her to be able to do something she loved, but still staying active at the same time.
Makes you want to take class, honestly.
Right?
I'm going to look for you next week.
Yeah, exactly.
We have classes
Literally.
every single week. Show up.
I know, you should. I mean, because it is like, it is such a passion, you know, and dance is such an expression too. Are you still dancing? Like, how often are you dancing? I know you're doing the choreography.
Yeah.
It's super important to continue to take class. It's something that any choreographer is always encouraged to do, to stay sharp. And even if that class looks a little unique, so maybe it's not just a weekly dance class, but it could be a Pilates class, it could be yoga, just some type of movement where the mind, the body is connecting. And so that is super important. And having incredible instructors, I mean, I don't teach weekly at the studio because I have a full staff of just the most amazing teachers, but just popping into their class is such a gift to be able to be in that close proximity of it. But then also dancing just for fun. So even if it's just hanging out with a group of friends and there's music going, moving the body does so much for the mind and so much for the mental. So it can happen anywhere, in the studio, outside the studio, in your bedroom, when you're getting ready to go out for, you know, girls' night out.
For
when
sure.
you get a promotion, you get good news. A happy dance in the office closet counts as well.
Listen, I will be in that mirror sometimes just dancing
for
away.
sure.
I've done that since I was like 5. I'm not going to stop now, you know? You have to.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
A lot of people, especially for the honeybees, I think dance is so glamorous.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about maybe some of the not, I mean, I kind of know, but some of the not so glamorous moments that you kind of have to work through?
Yeah.
You know, I think the not so glamorous moments are when you have those high pressure situations. So we just came off of an incredible season where we made it to the play-ins, and it was like a lot of moving parts with a short amount of time of preparation. And so balancing how do I show up for my team, how do I show up for the fans and the games when I have literally a day or two to turn it around.
Yeah.
Mentally, what do I need to do to check in and to really like lock into that headspace so I can produce? That part can come with a lot of pressure. It can come with a lot of uncertainty. You get in your head, you second guess yourself. But it's all about the mental exercises of, again, pushing through and leaning on those that are also going through it with you.
Yeah.
And knowing that you're a team. We're all a team. We're all in this together. And no matter what, being confident that we're going to produce. I always tell my dancers, what we have is what we have. No matter where we are in the rehearsal process, what we have today is what we have today, and what we're going to produce tomorrow is what's tomorrow. And that just kind of helps take the pressure off of it, you know, like trying to be perfect or trying to fit into a little box. It's all about enjoying the moment. It's such an incredible opportunity to be a part of. It's such an incredible sisterhood to be a part of. And so I always encourage them, enjoy it every day. Like maximize on that. Don't overthink it, because a lot of things that we're worried about, the general public probably never saw it. They have no idea. Like, oh, her head was turned to the left and it should have turned right. They didn't see anything. They heard their song, they saw their favorite dance move, and their team is winning. They got some popcorn and a
Life
beverage.
is good.
Life is great.
Yes. With that, I'm sure like a lot of young girls will be watching this being like, oh my gosh, she has my dream job because she's doing all this stuff. How do you maintain your stress levels, because you are juggling so much?
I'm a very spiritual person, so for me, a lot of meditation, a lot of prayer, being still. sometimes because I'm on the go so much, being still.
Yeah.
Literally doing nothing. Sundays are
your day.
My day. OMG. I love
that.
a good lazy Sunday. Some days I will not leave my place.
Good.
I am just lounging. And even if I'm, say, actively think about other things, I don't feel the pressure of having to produce, listening to the body. When it's time to rest, it's time to rest, and all will be well and everybody will be okay. Because when it's time to produce, that helps me show up and show up 200% because I'm well rested, and I'm also just in a very happy, joyful place. I always make sure to keep things in my life that are always contributing to that joy, that positivity, and anything that's not, it just doesn't have a space at all.
Good for you. I love that. How often are you guys practicing for honeybees? I know that they're not in season right now, but is it like an everyday thing when they're in season? What's that like?
Well, since we just finished audition, we technically are in season.
Oh,
yeah. We do our official contract signing that will start tomorrow.
Oh, my goodness.
And then it's just go mode. So we're going to be doing a lot of preparation to get ready for the preseason and just some of those items that really help build a foundation in a team, the camaraderie. As I mentioned, we have a team of 20. About 13 of those are going to be returning vets. But then we also have that rookie class that's going to need that nurturing, that guidance. And so we utilize the summer to do all of that. But in season, we're practicing about 2 days a week for 3 hours.
Nice.
And then it depends on the season. It depends on the game. So we might have 3 games that week. We might have appearances that week. So we're still very, very tight schedule, very, very robust schedule that we do have. And so we'll squeeze in a rehearsal anywhere we can. And then the girls are also conditioning outside of our normal rehearsal schedule. So they're doing their workouts. They're doing their, wellness training and things of that nature, just to keep themselves very full. So it's a jam-packed schedule, but it's so much fun. It's the most fun, busy you can be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So one of the things I remember most of being a dancer is learning how to take feedback and criticism. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
comes with the job.
It comes with the job. So, and I feel like it kind of applies to life too. I mean, like in our career, we've had to learn how to take criticism. So what is your advice to people on how to take criticism?
It's the perspective. I think constructive criticism is only there to help. So if you go ahead and kind of set your mind that this is to help me, whether I agree or not, I'm listening. I'm gonna listen to understand, and then apply, especially if the person that's giving the constructive criticism is a coach, is a leader, is someone that's there to guide you. Because it's not always easy to hear, if I'm honest, especially when you have no idea, you thought you were doing something correct. But then on the other side, it's all in how you deliver the information, like making sure that it's supportive, that has context, that is loving, that is there to provide a solution. And so I do think there's 2 ends of it that have to be very mindful about it, but it's always, I believe, a gift for someone to kind of tell you something because they see something in you. They see something that you're like so close to.
They want you to be better.
They want you to be better. I would prefer someone tell me, because don't have me going out there looking crazy.
I know, right? Listen,
I want to know all the stuff. But I just think it's about the mindset. Like even when I was given constructive criticism as a dancer, I took it as an opportunity to grow and to show and be like, oh, easy, fix. Next item,
Good, because not a lot lot of people take
it's
that
hard.
well. Sometimes it is hard.
It's a
honestly.
skill you kind of have to learn.
Yeah.
You have to learn it. You're gonna get it
and learn it quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think it's a great point, like how you present it, because sometimes it can be presented and because it's been. I'm like, excuse
and then you shut
me?
down.
Yeah.
And there's this like tension.
We all want the same thing. We all want the same goal.
Exactly. Especially on a team. Like we're all in it together.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Anna is going to brag about it. Yes. Okay. We'll be right back.
All right, well, welcome back to Brag About It. It's time to brag about it with Miss Anna Ogbueze.
Yes.
You got a lot to brag about.
You
if
do.
you don't do it, we will.
I know. We definitely will.
Twist my arm.
Brag about it, babe.
So I would like to brag about having the opportunity to pour into dreamers, to be able to make those dreams come true, to be a vessel, to be a part of their journey, about a huge moment in their lives, whether it's through the studio, them overcoming obstacles in their head, and then finally saying, I'm going to go to that dance class and I'm carving out some me time for myself. Dance District, here I come. Or if it's on the other side of things, being a part of very young, ambitious, inspiring dancers that have always wanted a shot to dance on the court and call themselves an NBA dancer, and that is a true gift. And I'm just so proud to be a part of that journey for them, and to be able to say, you got it, girl, we're doing this. And so I love that. I love that. It really makes me excited to be able to make some dreams come true.
You know, me and Carlene are definitely hype girls. This
Very
is
much
why we wanted to do this show. And I think, you know, nailed it on the head with this brag, because having people who have such a passion and bringing it back to life for them is truly, truly a gift. And you get to do that. And that is incredible.
You're inspiring me to get back into class.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
serious. Like, I
miss it.
should.
You know, you say every once in a while, you're like, oh, I miss it. I just need to get to class. Oh, you know, but like, you're the thing that's going to get me over the hedge, to actually get me into the
You got it, girl. It is one day at a time.
One day at a time.
Whatever day of the week of.
And I'm sure people, you know, you don't probably even know how much they need these classes. You know what I'm saying? They come and they've had a hard day or whatever, and like you said, they get it out, they do what they're passionate about, and I mean, it really, really helping a lot of folks out there with their passion and continue with their dream, and that's amazing.
Also, can I just say another brag? You're really cool.
You're like really cool.
Like, you
I
just
know.
have a vibe about you.
I know.
It's
She
just
really
very,
does.
Like, it's settling.
I know.
It's like reassuring.
Yes.
Thank
like
you.
for you to instruct dance, like that's what you want. You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You girls are cool.
Thanks.
This show is cool. Like,
Thank you.
how awesome
Like
is it to
that,
finally like have a platform to talk about the amazing things that's happening in the city? And so I thank the both of you.
Yeah, no, we thank you for being here.
Yes.
You are absolutely awesome. Okay,
Star.
what can people expect coming forward? This is your chance to let us know what's going on with all your dance studios, honeybees, everything.
So on the studio side, NC Dance District, you can expect a huge amount of amazing brand new classes, and particularly some pro dance classes that we're going to be having weekly. So girls, dust off your pom-poms, come on out. Weekly, we have an amazing pro dance residency that's happening all throughout the summer, and professional dancers are teaching it. So a few of the honeybees are teaching it.
Nice.
Some former Top Cats and current Top Cats are teaching those classes, and they're just so much fun. And then for the season, Hornets fans, get ready. Because the honeybees are coming with that heat.
That's
and we're just so excited to hit that court.
I love it. Anna, thank you so much for being here. That is it for Brag About It. We enjoy.
We could talk to you all day.
I know, we could keep
I
going.
would hang out with y'all all
I know,
day.
yeah,
Like,
literally. We're going to keep hanging out after this, but thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.